The government has confirmed that 4 Kenyans were among the thousands of civilians who were killed during the South Sudan violence. Today, over 100 Kenyans were evacuated back to Kenya, with the process expected to come to a close tomorrow. Ian Wafula brings you the latest.
Juba Airport, South Sudan. As soon as the Kenya Airways chartered plane touched down at 10 in the morning, Kenyans running away from conflict-ridden South Sudan were more than ready to return home. Carrying the few personal belongings they had, some with nothing at all, they lined up to board. Majority of them too tired and traumatized to utter a word. The first plane carried 116 of them. 40 others boarded the Kenya Air Force plane in the able hands of the Kenyan soldiers. Some too young to understand what was going on. This has been the drill for the past few days after hell broke loose in Africa's youngest nation. The violence has seen over 1,000 killed and at least 200,000 displaced from their homes. About 20,000 evacuees made it out of the country by road, while about 2,600 of them were flown out in almost 24 flights on Kenya Airways, Planes for Africa, Flight 748, Kush Air with charters, and the Kenya Air Force.
It has been successful. So far, we've managed to evacuate Kenyans from Bentiu, Bor, and Malakal.
Upon touchdown at the Wilson Airport, the evacuees were received by government officials and briefed over the next step of the process to ensure a smooth homecoming. The events that took place in South Sudan were still fresh in their minds.
I lost 2 of my colleagues as we walked along. They were shot as I looked, and I walked along with my luggage. And I'm a walking miracle.
On 24th, there was a lot of shooting, and then the worst thing is that there was a lot of looting and raping for the foreigners.
When people start fighting, their stomach gets empty, so they start looking for a shop where to eat. Others, they take advantage, and generally they are not friendly to foreigners.
Most of the evacuees will have to start their lives afresh as they lost jobs and property. Some still hopeful to return to Sudan when peace prevails.
Well, right now I don't know whether I can get a similar job in Nairobi. I was doing quite well. I've been in Bor since 2009.
If there is a security there, I think one day I'll be back again.
4 Kenyans are said to have died during the violence after some of them left the UN camps to source for items to sell at the camp.
We lost 2 in Juba in the early days of this conflict. We lost 1 in Bor, and we lost another one yesterday, but 1 in Malakal.
The Kenyan government says that there is hope that peace will prevail in the country with a series of planned talks between President Salva Kiir and Dr. Riek Machar. Even as Kenyans who are living in South Sudan are glad to be back home, they are still traumatized heavily by their encounters, with the hope that they will be able to recover physically and mentally and also get back to their normal lives. Ian Wafula, KTN.